Perek Yud Beis, Mishnah Beis. The Mishnah now moves on and discusses the malacha primarily of chorish. Chorish is plowing. Why are we discussing chorish now? Well, as mentioned in the previous Mishnah, we have left Hotzah and we're sort of working our way backwards through the malachas as set out in the seventh Perek, in Perek Klal Gadol, Mishnah Beis. Now, we really therefore, after having discussed Bona and Sosa, we skipped one or two others out, but we've gone back to Bona and Sosa. We should have gone back to the ones before that, which is Kosev and Mochik, writing and erasing. But we're going to come to that in Mishnah Gimel. But first, the Tana discusses Choresh because they're very closely linked with Bona, which was the theme of the first Mishnah. Why is Choresh linked with Bona? Well, Bona is sort of adding to a building or sort of filling up holes. Mash'enkin Choresh is sort of taking away or creating holes or diminishing from a building. So they're therefore conceptually linked, and therefore the Tana puts its Mishnah base. So says the Mishnah, HaChoresh kolshehu. If a person plows even a very small amount, then he's going to be chayav for that on Shabbos. Now, how much is a small amount? Well, with regard to Hotzah, we said that when it comes to carrying pumpkin seeds, you need to carry 2 pumpkin seeds in order to be chayav for Hotzah on Shabbos. But the Gemara explains that Choresh, even if you plow a small hole enough to fill, enough to put in 1 seed, then that's enough already to be chayav for Choresh on Shabbos. Because each hole must be dug individually for the little seeds, and therefore each sort of digging is considered significant, and a person would be chayav for that on Shabbos. So Choresh kolshu, even a small amount would be chayav. V'hamanakish, and if someone prunes, menakish is weeds. Hamanakish is someone weeds. The Baratanura says tolesh asovim ra'im mitoch tovim, which means he's sort of pulling away the bad grass from the good. That's weeding. So if a person does that, that's also a tolda of Choresh. V'hamakarsem, v'hamazoret kolshehu, or if someone does pruning, and mazoret is a different type of pruning, even a small amount is chayiv. So what are these 2 types of pruning? So it says the Baratanura, makarsem is kotzetz anofim yaveshim. You cut off the dry wood min ha'ilon l'saklo, from the tree in order to improve the tree. That is an issa, and mezaret is rodim lachim chadoshim shashonazu. You're pruning young and moist tree branches from the tree shashonazu of this year's crop. Or pa'omim shehim merubim umiskavlim, and sometimes they grow in abundance. U'makchishim koyach ha'ilon, and they sort of weaken the power of the tree. And therefore a farmer wants to cut off and prune the branches from the young tree. So if a person does that, a general pruning or a pruning of a young tree, that is included in that's what it means by mekarsim and mezaret, and even a kolshehu he'll be chayav for. Continues the Mishnah. Hamalaket eitzim. If a person gathers wood, im lesake, if his intention of gathering the wood is in order to improve l'sakein, to improve the land, or indeed the tree, kol shein, even for a small amount, then he'd be chayiv. Now, if he's malaket this wood in order to improve the karka, the land itself, then he'd be chayiv because of choresh. If, however, he's gathering the wood in order to improve the tree itself, then he'd be chayiv for zoreah. Im lahosik, if his intention is in order to gather wood, in order to use as fuel, to fire up his oven, then it's kadei levashal beitza kala. Then the shear is to gather enough wood which will cook an easily cooked egg. As we've discussed before, the Baratanura says, "Kagregeres mebeitas tarnagoles." It's the grogeres, it's the fig of a small tarnagoles, shehikala lehispashal yotz misha beitzim, which cooks quicker than other eggs. And concludes the Mishnah, Hamalaket asovim, if a person gathers together grass, im lesakein, if the kavona is lesakein the karka, then kol shein, it'd be chayav for choresh even for a very small amount. Imla behema. If, however, he's gathering the grass in order to feed his animal, then it's k'meloi pi hagdi, which is the smallest share that you can get to for this purpose. It's the amount needed to fill the mouth of a kid, of a young goat. And the kid's mouth, well, that's considered the smallest animal that a person would regularly feed grass, and therefore you'd be chayav for that amount. That is the end of Mishnah Beis.